Hello, welcome to day 2 of our 3, 3 and 3. So we're doing 3 days juice feasting, 3 days water feasting, 3 days solar feasting. If you were here yesterday, you will have seen the video where I spoke a little bit about why I was doing this, and if you wanted to join in, if you wanted to participate as well. So I'm here in my kitchen. Welcome. Welcome to my kitchen. And yeah, so yesterday we got some really cool questions that came in on the in different places, YouTube, Facebook, about what it is to fast or to feast and why you would do that, and about the body, and people wanting to participate as well, which is great. So here is me saying welcome. Please do. I might actually see if I can make this a bit higher. Sorry. Oops. There we go. So yeah, if you do want to participate in the juice feasting or the water feasting, I mean it's really good for health. Doesn't matter what's going on. It's an ancient form of medicine. It's incredibly beneficial. There are even clinics around the world which are essentially dry fast clinics to heal the things that aren't meant to be healed, so it's an incredible practice. And even giving your body a break with juices or with water is just it's so wonderful for all parts of you, So here I am on day 2. We're going to be talking a little bit about well, first you're going to be helping me juice. I'm not actually going to be putting it through the juicer because that'll be really noisy, but you're going to help me juice. So we're going to go into some juices that I'm going to be making for the next day and a bit. If you have questions, please ask them. If you have questions, please ask them, because that's why I'm doing this as a live rather than just a pre-recorded video. But yeah, we're going to go into some of the symptoms as well that you get when you're detoxing. So some of you watching this may have already gone through a type of detox, whether it is sugar or gluten or dairy or something like that. You may have already experienced some type of detox from something in life. Hello, welcome. When you are here, say hello, and let's have a conversation. But we're on day 2, so what tends to happen? So after a full day of juicing, normally what happens is you're going to start to get a few detox symptoms start to arrive. So headaches, perhaps. Headaches might start to arise for you. What else? It depends on the person. It depends on what your body is clearing. It really does. And it depends on how quick your body's going to start to clear it. We spoke yesterday about how the gut and the colon and the large intestine, they hold a lot of toxic waste, really. They hold a lot of waste from the foods that we've had that are still rotting in our stomach, that kind of, or not our stomach, in our gut system, in our digestive system, that still kind of stay there. And if you think that stuff's in there and it doesn't really release, even when we go to the loo, it doesn't really release, it stays there for a long time. So you do want to, if you ever feel lethargic, if you ever have anything chronic going on, if you ever have any emotional distress going on, it's a really good time to clear the digestive system out. And the reason why I say that is because the mind, which, like, we're electrical beings before we're biochemical. So what that means is whatever chemicals we have going on, and hormones and emotions are chemicals, it's up in the mind that they get formed, really, because of the glands, right? The glands that release those hormones and things like that. But where does that come from? That comes from the gut. So you want to take care of the gut, okay? By day 2, chances are you'll have been releasing a lot of stuff, okay? Depends on how you eat anyway. I say that because a lot of people, we've got it drilled into us that it's 3 meals a day, and then we snack in between, and things like that. Our body doesn't really need 3 meals a day. Some bodies do, some people do, but I know mine doesn't. It doesn't. Sometimes it'll ask for more stuff, usually if I'm socializing and this, that, and the other, but the body doesn't really need that. But if you are going to eat, make sure you're drinking lots of fluids to flush it through. That's usually where we go wrong. So you're here in my kitchen, you're going to help me do some juices. I'm going to show you what I got. Okay, we've got all the bottles that I have anyway, which might not be enough for the amount of juice I'm going to make. We've got a load of grapes, so that's 6 punnets worth of grapes. With the grapes, we're going to have lime, so I'm going to have grape and lime. We also have pineapples. Now normally I give myself a little bit of notice before I do any juicing. Normally I kind of like, I plan it a little bit longer than just on a whim the next day. And so then I'll buy the fruit in advance, because even though these are meant to be like ready to eat, you know, pineapples especially, they're not natural to England. They're imported. They're meant to be ready to eat, but still it's quite green. So you want it to yellow up a little bit. That's the colour that a pineapple should be when you're juicing it. But we're gonna go for it and just see how it goes. Depends on how many of you are here live with us today. I know it's a Sunday, and you can never really predict these things. So if it's not as much engagement, then that's good. I'll do a shorter video. If people do start jumping on, then I will answer any questions that do arise. But with the pineapples, I have 6 green apples. We're going to have green apples, pineapple. I'm going to put turmeric with it, and I'm going to put ginger with it. I also have here dandelion leaf tea. So I went and got a load of dandelion leaves. I don't have any dandelions around here. Otherwise I'd have picked them myself. So I just had some dried organic dandelion leaves from one of the apothecary shop places. And I just made a tea with it. So I have this, which smells yummy, ready to add in, because there's so many nutrients as well in that, you know. But yeah, we have a lot of stuff going on. I also have 2 honeydew melons in the fridge. But remember, we're feasting on the juices, okay? So it's a lot of liquid going in. It's not just kind of like, oh, I'm a bit thirsty, I'm going to have some now. I'm going to be consciously actually drinking what I can to really nourish and clear and cleanse the body, okay? So that's why there's so much, because really, if you think about this, this is day 2, right? Hello, Jane, welcome. This is day 2, and you know, you might be like, that's a lot of juice for just 1.5 more days. And yes, it might be, but I'm juice feasting rather than juice fasting. So I'm thinking, where can I put this camera so that we can carry on chatting as I chop apples up? So I'll show you my juicer. Say hi when you're joining. So I have this little guy here. I only have a small one. This is a masticating juicer. So it's a slow juicer. Slow juicers tend to get more from the fruit, right? So like the big ones are great because you can just put the whole fruit in. Like when you saw me yesterday, I had an orange juice from the co-op, and that was just the whole fruit went in and it just went and squoze it and juiced it all out. Whereas the slow juicer, kind of like, it has a little thing, you have to chop things up into small squares. The lighting is not great from this angle, but that's okay, we'll manage. And then you put it in and it kind of chomps it up a little bit, so then you get more from it. I had some people watching as well, which was really fun. Some people watching yesterday who were asking about whether they could do a pranic feast with me. Now, I personally am not hosting a pranic feast this time around. That's not the purpose of these videos. The purpose is I just put a short out there and I just said, hey, would it be helpful? Because I always get asked questions about fasting, feasting, breatharian weekends, things like that, and how the body does what it does. Whenever there is an elongated dry fast, so not just the intermittent fasting where we're asleep and we may be fasting for 8 hours, 12 hours before you have your first sip of whatever when you start your day, and not just like a 24-hour fast, which is fairly easy to do. You go to bed one night and then you don't have anything until you go to bed the next night, or however you choose to do it when you wake up in the morning until you next wake up. 24-hour dry fasts, they're easy peasy, easy enough to do. Longer ones, I would not recommend doing that unless you are in a supported space. So whenever I've done long pranic feasts or longer, so 3.5 days is usually what I do, is 3.5 days breatharian weekends. I'm doing that with a group of people who live their life, who are already breatharian, they aren't codependent on food. You know, their body already remembers how to nourish itself from actual pranic exercises and the air and everything in it. You know, it's all quantum, as we said yesterday. And every 4 hours there is always a workshop to support us, so we're not doing it on our own. It's for that reason why I'm saying, if you want to join me in the juicing, if you want to join me with the water, great. If you want to join me with the pranic, I'm not going to be responsible for you for that, because I can't pick up the phone to you if something goes wrong. You know what I mean? I can't come over and say, hey, what's going on? Elongated dry fast should only start to be practiced if you are serious about your spiritual practice, about your harmony with your bodies and your fields, about your meditation, getting outside, fresh air, moving your body. If you are in that place where you are already doing those things each day, then yes, doing a longer dry fast actually isn't going to be too challenging, but you do need to prepare your body as well, which is what I'm doing here. You're following that journey here. The reason why I also want to say that is because, you know, if we're not doing the spiritual practices, which is helping to cultivate the energy from the inside, so you're inner nourishing rather than externally nourishing, if you're not doing those practices, you know, it's like, it's not a false statement to say, he who starves himself shall die, really. Because it's a different form of nourishment. So you do have to be nourishing yourself. You can't just lay in bed for 2 days or 3 days and go, I'm Breatharian weekend. You know, you have to be doing the things to replace the food or the drink, and you have to have done the prep work a little bit. That being said, trust the guidance you're getting. If this is something that you are wanting to delve into and jump into, there is lots of support out there. You know, there is so much support. I work with, well, not work, but I participate with a lovely Pranic network who've got a Telegram channel and they've got a website, and you know, and there's so many people on Instagram as well who actually do this as service, right? And they hold these retreats and they hold these spaces. So if that calls to you, that's something I would say I would recommend you kind of check out, you know. But for right now, I'm going to start juicing. Today I am drinking my kombucha, which ideally, thankfully, comes in a bottle, so I'm going to pour it into a glass so I have a spare bottle. Because the bottles that I have here is not going to be enough for the amount of juice I'm going to make. So I am going to get going on that. A little bit of a shorter video today, but I send you all so much love. If you have questions for tomorrow, tomorrow is day 3 of the juices. Day 3s are always great, in all honesty. I find day 3s, whenever you're shifting, really, really fun, because it's day 2 where usually you get, you know, the headaches or the fatigue or the lethargy, and I just went up and went to my Kung Fu class, as you might have seen if you saw the reel a few hours earlier, which was really great because that moved a lot of energy, that moved a lot of chi, that was definitely what I needed to help the energy move within us. The body loves to move, okay? But for now, I'm going to send so much love your way. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3, juicing, before we move on to waters. Any questions, give me a shout, let me know, put it in the comments, and I will answer them on the following video, the next day. Okay? So much love to each and every one of you, and happy juicing. Happy build up to the eclipse, to the solar eclipse. It's going to be a big one, so love on yourself, love on your body. It's good. Bye for now.